Imagine a world where the mysterious and the unknown are not hidden in dark corners, but are right before our eyes, woven into the pages of history and sacred scriptures. Today, we embark on a journey as old as civilization itself, a journey to a mysterious community hidden behind the tangled paths of legends and divine prophecies, Gog and Magog. Deep within religious texts lie hints of a destructive power destined to be unleashed at the end of days. But who are Gog and Magog really? Are they merely mythical symbols of the battle between good and evil, or do these names hide events and individuals who have shaped human history? The answers might lie in the stories of mighty rulers like Alexander the Great or Ramses II, whose lives and deeds might have served as inspiration for these legendary figures. But there's more than just guesses and speculation. The Quran tells the fascinating story of Zul-Qarnayn, a king who erected an insurmountable barrier to protect humanity from Gog and Magog. But what do we truly know about Zul-Qarnayn? Was he a historical ruler, a prophet, or perhaps even a figure beyond human comprehension? Historians and theologians debate the exact identity of these mysterious figures and their role in the prophecies of the last days. Some see them as metaphorical representations of peoples or events threatening civilization, while others believe that Gog and Magog were real or are, and still wait behind a gigantic wall to unleash their destruction upon the world. Join us, the myth researchers, on an exciting journey to unravel the mystery of Gog and Magog. Will we find evidence to shed light on the darkness, or will we be drawn deeper into the labyrinth of myths and legends? One thing is certain: whatever we discover will change the way you view history. And if you're looking for answers, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Myth Researcher. Support us on our mission to uncover the secrets of the past and be part of a community that dares to look beyond the obvious. Gog and Magog, two names that have fueled human imagination for centuries and captivated us. These mysterious figures are found in a variety of religious scriptures, each with its own interpretation and significance. But what do these texts really tell us about Gog and Magog? And what symbolic meaning do they carry across different cultures and religions? In the Quran, Gog and Magog, known as Ya'juj and Ma'juj, are described as destructive peoples held back by a wall built by Zul-Qarnayn until the Day of Judgment. This portrayal symbolizes not only the battle between good and evil, but also divine power, capable of taming even the wildest forces of destruction. The Quran suggests that their release will be a sign of the end times, a period of great trials and turmoil for humanity. In the Bible, Gog and Magog are mentioned in the book of Ezekiel and the Revelation of John, albeit in different contexts. In Ezekiel, they are adversaries of Israel, who will be destroyed in an end-time battle. In Revelation, they represent nations that gather against God's people. Here, Gog and Magog symbolize the eternal enmity against the divine and the divine community, a battle that ends with the ultimate victory of good over evil. Other religious and mythical texts have also referenced Gog and Magog, with their portrayals and assigned meanings varying. Some see them as metaphors for the forces of chaos and destruction that constantly threaten the world's order. In some cultures, they are even associated with real historical invaders or groups viewed as threats to civilization. The fascinating variety of interpretations and the mystical aura surrounding Gog and Magog inevitably raise questions. Why have these names gained such presence in so many different cultures and religious traditions? What does this say about our universal fear of chaos and destruction? And what can we learn from these stories that have stood the test of centuries and crossed cultural boundaries? By exploring these ancient texts, we delve not only into the depths of our collective cultural heritage, but also into the human need to understand and categorize the unknown. Gog and Magog thus stand not only for historical or mythological enemies, but also for the ongoing human struggle with the darker sides of our existence. In our quest to unravel the mysteries of Gog and Magog, we open a window into the deepest fears and hopes of humanity. Their stories are a warning that evil exists in many forms, but also a testament to the hope that good will ultimately triumph. Zul-Qarnayn, a name as shrouded in mysteries as the legendary wall he built to protect humanity from the destructive forces of Gog and Magog. His story, told in the Quran, fascinates and confounds scholars and believers alike. But who was this mysterious king who could contain the forces of evil with a gigantic barrier? And what material was this wall made of that continues to fuel the imagination of people today? The Quran describes how Zul-Qarnayn on his journey encounters a people suffering from constant raids by Gog and Magog. In his wisdom and with divine guidance, he decides to erect a wall, not of stone or wood, but of iron blocks, which he heats and then coats with copper. This choice of materials alone points to a deeper meaning. Iron and copper, metals known for their strength and durability, may symbolize the insurmountable power of faith and divine support. The identity of Zul-Qarnayn. Here opens a true cornucopia of theories and speculations. Some see in him Alexander the Great, the legendary conqueror who traveled to the ends of the known world. But this theory encounters a significant obstacle. Alexander was often worshipped as a god or divine being, especially in the territories he conquered, an image that does not fit with the strictly monotheistic teachings of Islam. How could a man who deified himself play such a central role in a story that emphasizes the power and unity of God? The meaning of his name, Zul-Qarnayn, means the two-horned one, a title that leaves room for interpretation. Some believe it refers to the two ages or epochs he ruled, or to his ability to reach both ends of the world. Others see it as a connection to depictions of deities or heroes with horns, which in various ancient cultures are symbols of power. For the faithful, Zul-Qarnayn stands as a symbol of divine wisdom and justice. His deeds, the building of the wall, his just judgment, his travels, and the pursuit of knowledge, reflect a deep respect for creation and an unwavering devotion to God's will. Through his story, believers are encouraged to look beyond the known, to practice justice, and to always seek knowledge. In the story of Zul-Qarnayn and the wall he built, we find not just a narrative about the battle against evil, but also a deeper message about the role of faith, wisdom, and divine guidance in the lives of people. The narratives of Gog and Magog navigate through the misty terrain between symbolism and reality, a domain as rich in meaning as it is challenging to traverse. These legendary figures stand not only in religious scriptures, but also in the collective consciousness of humanity as symbols of ultimate evil. But how close are they to reality? Could Gog and Magog be more than just metaphors for the forces of destruction and chaos? In the metaphorical portrayal, Gog and Magog represent the darkness in the world and within ourselves. They are the personified fears and uncertainties that every society and individual knows. This universal portrayal of evil helps us understand and categorize the incomprehensible, providing us with a narrative structure within which we can fight our moral and ethical battles. Yet, behind these myths might also lie echoes of historical truths. Historians and researchers have speculated that Gog and Magog could potentially be traced back to real groups or events that were once perceived as existential threats to certain civilizations. Could they be representations of ancient peoples who played roles in historical conflicts? Or do they symbolize the constant threat of external forces that have repeatedly shaken civilizations throughout history? The narratives of Gog and Magog serve not only to distinguish good from evil, but also to explain and justify historical conflicts. They offer a stage on which the moral dilemmas of humanity are played out. Through these stories, we can place past events into a context that allows us to see them not just as historical facts, but as part of our moral and spiritual evolution. What does this say about human nature and society? It shows that our need to understand and interpret the world around us is deeply ingrained in our being. The fact that Gog and Magog exist as symbols of evil in so many cultures and religions reflects our collective longing to order chaos and give a name to the unknown. It underscores the power of narrative in our lives and how stories, whether mythical or historical, contribute to shaping and defining our worldview. In dealing with Gog and Magog and their role in our world, we see how the boundaries between myth and reality can blur. These figures remind us that our quest for meaning and understanding often raises more questions than it answers. But perhaps in this search itself lies the true value of the legends of Gog and Magog, as a mirror in which we can contemplate the complexity of human existence and our relentless pursuit of knowledge and understanding. The figures of Gog and Magog transcend the boundaries of time and culture and have woven themselves into the fabric of end-time prophecies of various faiths and cultural narratives. Their role as harbingers of the world's end is both fascinating and unsettling, inviting us to delve deeper into the eschatological notions of different traditions. In Islam, Gog and Magog are seen as clear signs of the last days. Their release from the barrier built by Zul-Qarnayn is considered one of the great events that precede the Day of Judgment. The idea that these figures will one day escape and wreak havoc on earth stands at the heart of Islamic eschatological teachings and serves as a warning to the faithful to always stay on the path of faith. As we conclude our journey into the mysteries of Gog and Magog, we are reminded of the power of stories to transcend time, cultures, and religions. These ancient narratives not only challenge us to explore the depths of our historical and spiritual understanding, but also to reflect on the implications for our own lives and the world around us. The quest for knowledge is endless, and as we sift through the layers of myth and reality, we find ourselves faced with more questions than answers. Yet, it is this very pursuit that enriches our understanding of the past and ignites our imagination for the future. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration. If you've been captivated by the mysteries of Gog and Magog and the insights into human nature and societal fears they provide, make sure to subscribe to Myth Researcher. Your support enables us to continue delving into the mysteries of the past, bringing light to the stories that shape our world. Until our next adventure, stay curious, stay critical, and most importantly, keep seeking the truth.